Hey guys, so I'm going to talk to you more about Energy Token. You remember how programs like Beurax, Cryptoware, USI Tech, BitConnect, and there's so many of them out there go belly up, right? Because there's people who don't play fair and they run off with everybody's crypto. They don't do what they say they're going to do. And that's just the way those models are set up. Well, this has all the advantages of that model, but it's a legitimate model with a smart contract with no people that can do any shenanigans. Imagine the power of that. And that's why after just 3 weeks, this has gone from $2 to the token now is priced around $600. And Vitali, who was the one who launched Forsage and was so successful with Forsage, I've been talking with him. He believes this is going to go to 5,000 up. Now, I'm not saying it's going to do that. I'm not a financial advisor. I just want you to understand the difference between this, the first ever in history, decentralized DeFi token and platform, and how it's so similar in the advantages to those other programs that we've loved, but that always do shenanigans that are centralized. I want you to understand that difference and understand the opportunity, and that it's your responsibility, your choice. But what can't happen here is people can't do any shenanigans. They can't run off with our funds. This is not the same level of the high risk that those kind of programs are. And it's pretty revolutionary. And so again, a lot of you know, I have an ETH building system that I use that is not investing, that we use to generate Ethereum over and over again. That's different from this. That's my main program. That's not investing. But then we take the Ethereum from that program to put it into different projects like this that are investing. Now, we did some of those high risk, high yield programs like Beurax and Cryptoware, and there were some others that just ran off with our crypto. Now, a lot of people made money in those, but they're like the casino, those other ones. They're like the casino where if you stay in long enough, you're going to lose everything. And I'll still dabble in them, but they're casino. This isn't. That's what I want you to understand. This isn't that. This is revolutionary. This is the first. You get staking rewards. Right now, this week, when it first launches, it's higher. It's like over 12%. And then next week, it's going to be a little bit less. It's going to slowly go down to 4%. But 4% a week is still really, really high. Really, really high for a legitimate long-term program that can't go belly up, that nobody can do any shenanigans. It's a true decentralized smart contract. So it has to run the way it runs. It can't be changed. It can't be modified. Nobody can run off with your crypto. It's super, super cool that way. So that's what I want you to understand. So I want you to hear it from somebody else, and we're going to kind of cut in every once in a while and talk about this. Here's somebody who breaks it down. I want you to listen very carefully to what he says. And every once in a while, I'll come in to interject because I know a lot of you, this is all new. You're new to this. You've probably heard of DeFi though. And DeFi is huge. And that's what this is in. It's in the DeFi space. It's on Uniswap. And I believe it has a lot of potential. Let's listen to what this guy has to say about it, because I think this really sums it up well. It is a long presentation, but guys, this is unprecedented. To be able to have the advantages of those crazy programs that people made so much in, but that would always run off with people's crypto without the chance of it ending that way, without the chance of people doing shenanigans. Pretty phenomenal to have the benefits without those disadvantages. That's what this represents. So let's listen to what he says about it, and I'll cut in every once in a while just to reiterate some main points.
And keep your ears open and keep your distractions free. Because I believe at the end of this presentation, you will understand exactly why this is so valuable. Okay, so let's talk about DeFi. What is DeFi? DeFi is decentralized finance. Essentially, what is going on right now is there is a new economy that is being built. And this new economy that is being built, this new way of transferring digital wealth, is known as decentralized finance. And so it's allowing you to do everything without the control of a bank. That's why it's decentralized. Centralization always has to deal with institutional entities like banks and things of that nature.
So I just want to reiterate for those of you in the opportunity niche space, he's talking about the bigger macro picture with banks and DeFi and decentralization, which this token has to do with. That's what I want you to understand. But even in the opportunity niche, we've seen the extreme dangers of centralization, right? That's what Beurax was, USI Tech, BitConnect. people can manage the funds so they can do shenanigans with it. Now, in regulated space like banks and stuff, shenanigans at that kind of level can't happen where people could just run off with your money. When banks were first starting, they could, but that level of shenanigan only happens in the opportunity niche industry. But understand that the DeFi space is huge because it's allowing people to become their own banks. And there's been a lot of tokens and coins and talk about this, but this is the first ever token that has the benefits of those centralized opportunity type things like Beurax, USI Tech, BitConnect, but the advantages of DeFi, decentralization through a smart contract. So none of the shenanigans can happen. So important to understand that. But he's talking right now about the macro, about the DeFi space, which this token is also a part of.
So by getting involved with DeFi, you have this ability to understand how you can be in full control of your finances at all times and not have to worry about constantly having to respond to or connect with a bank to actually initiate a transaction. So this is something really important. Now, this craze, this digital economy of DeFi started about a year ago, officially, right? So this big craze of it started about a year ago. It's been going on a little longer than that, but it hasn't really kicked in till then. As of late, there's been a good amount of companies that have, or a good amount of coins rather, that have come out in the DeFi space that have really got some solid projects behind them and have some notoriety with it. Hey, Nicole, how are you? So what we're talking about here, first and foremost, and I do want to kick it off with this, is full control of your funds. How many times, if you are in cryptocurrency and you're listening to this, this will be very pertinent to you. How many times in cryptocurrency have you actually given your full control of your funds to a company or an entity to either do anything for you, right? Where you're not in control. You're at the mercy of an individual. You're at the mercy of someone else who has control of your funds. So if you put $500 into an opportunity because you think it's going to be so great, and then all of a sudden that CEO goes off and runs away with your money, guess what? You're stuck holding the bag in your hand, right? And so this takes that completely out of the equation. And once this is over, you will understand exactly how that is all possible, because I'm going to share that at the end of this presentation. So with this, okay, now this is something called NRGY, NRGY. It is a new DeFi coin that has come out, and what we're calling ourselves is the App Store of DeFi. And so what that gives us the capability of doing is having other developers come to our platform and essentially building on what we have. And these developers, guess what? They don't have to pay any fees to actually build on our platform. It is completely free for them.
I just want to pause for a moment because I know a lot of you in the opportunity niche, like you don't want to have to recruit people. You don't have to enroll people. You want passive returns, right? And that's what's attracted you to the centralized, dangerous, high-risk programs like Beurax, CryptoWare, USI Tech, BitConnect. You know, those programs attracted a lot of people because you could just put your crypto in there and then you would get these really high returns. This is a legitimate version of that where they can't do any shenanigans. But there's even a lot more to it as well. He's talking now about what could be the value of the token beyond that. The value of the token becoming, Vitaly believes, going into the thousands and even maybe catching where Bitcoin is now, because developers will actually use it to develop real projects. So it gets a little bit more technical, but understand in simple terms, this will allow you, without recruiting or referring people, if you want to do that, you can, which is really powerful about this. But if you don't want to, you don't have to. It still has that staking returns that it gives you passively. But there's something bigger here he's talking about, and that is the value of the token itself could go up. So pretty powerful. So do try to tune into that part of it as well.
The only charge would be to their user base. So they'll charge whatever their users do, to a certain fee to actually use NRGY, right? But then what's going to happen is 80% of that goes to the developers and 20% of that goes to the people that are what's called staking. So imagine you had $1,000 in the bank, and the $1,000 that you had in the bank was sitting there, was doing absolutely nothing for you, right? But you had an ability to put it somewhere where, okay, it can grow a little bit, right? So there are things like CDs that you can do in the world of banks, right, where you can actually hold it for 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, right? That type of transition, and you're getting a percentage per year, and that becomes what's known as a yield, right? So you are doing that. Well, we have something in DeFi called yield farming. And this yield farming that we have essentially works the same way. The only difference is that we can essentially control the amount that is coming out. So there's what's called a minting schedule. And this minting schedule follows an ability for a certain amount of coins to be released per week, a certain amount of coins to be staked per week once those coins are released, right? So it's following a schedule to keep it kind of in motion, right? Which allows us to give the distribution that we need to our stakers. So, as an example, for someone to actually go and buy one of our NRGY coins right now, they're going to pay approximately $123 per coin. You're going to say, wow, that's a lot of money. Well, I think by the time you're done with this presentation, you'll understand that's not so much. Okay, now here's the thing. When you are getting involved with this, you have to understand that this is not a, come in a week later, you're going to bounce out. The goal really here is you're thinking probably, a good 6 months to a year. You really want to actually hold on to it. Now, you don't have to. The good thing about this is you can liquefy your whole portfolio at any point in time. You are not dependent on anyone, any control, any central entity controlling your funds. You are in full control at all times.
That's a big difference from a lot of these centralized opportunities, right? Where you weren't in control of your funds and they could lock it up, or they could say, oh, we're sorry, we're having trouble, giving you your withdrawal request. You don't have any of that here. You're in complete control because it's between you and a smart contract, a robot, essentially, in simple terms. And you can liquidate, you can do whatever you want, whenever you want with your funds. Nobody can change that. That's super powerful. I did want to, so we've been speaking to those that like the passive part of this. I want to speak to those of you for a minute who are good at recruiting, who are good at promoting. Vitaly, who was the one who launched, a lot of Forsage, just so you know, he's made over $200,000 in his first 4 days because of the referral element. So that's there too, for those that are community builders. And for those of you who think, oh, well, that's weird. No, that's how cryptocurrency works that way, guys. You guys must realize that even though it's a different model in many cases, there are market makers who push out information about new altcoins to their networks and in their groups and to their lists. And that's what drives up the price of all the altcoins out there and makes them famous. So this just has that built in with this community builder to reward those that are in our industry, the opportunity niche industry, to be a part of that process. And Vitaly has made over $200,000 in 4 days. So those of you who have the ability, you have networks, you can market, there's that benefit for you. But if you don't, and you don't want to recruit and you don't want to refer people, then you can simply get what he's talking about here, which are the passive returns. And there's also the potential of the price of this token continuing to go up because of the value of the token and developers actually developing projects with it.
And so imagine in the banking world that you were in control of your funds at all times. What if you had your money in a bank? I'm just saying, this is somewhat hypothetical, somewhat not. But what if you had your money in a bank and you had $100,000 there? And all of a sudden, that bank went into some type of bankruptcy, and guess where your money is? Well, were they going to fabricate it, right? It's going to have an ability for you to actually have that money, but it's going to take the bank some time for you to get it back. right? And then you have to wait and you have to wait and you have to wait for all that money to come back into your account, because the bank has to go through a certain process in order for it to be what? Real. Because technically, what the bank does and what digital currency does are not really that different. There's only a certain amount of money that is actually in the bank itself. The bank has to get that money from somewhere else in order to pay you out what you need and what you're owed, right? So, that being said, in cryptocurrency, in DeFi, in this coin specifically, you don't have to worry about that. You have full control at all times. That means if you go and buy the coins, and if you're familiar with cryptocurrency, you may know what something called Uniswap is, which is essentially a decentralized swapping platform. So it allows you to go from one coin to another coin, and at the same time, there's a fee associated with that, which is paid in Ethereum, okay, which is another coin. I know this is a lot to throw at you guys if you're new to crypto, but try to follow me here. So you pay that fee in Ethereum, and that allows you to buy the coins. Now we'll use MetaMask as an example, okay? MetaMask is an account. It's basically like you having a digital account, okay? You have full control of it. You're in control of your private keys. You're in control of your seed phrase. You have that in your possession. No one else can take that from you, right? So you buy those coins, they go into what's called your MetaMask account. At that point in time, you can leave them there, or you can sell them at any point in time. Here's the beauty of all this. Every single person that actually is a staker is also a liquidity provider. That means that you always know exactly how much money is within our liquidity. That means that you always know exactly how much this coin is worth. And you know exactly how many coins there are and everything. In the world of Bitcoin, we don't know that. We know there's 21 million coins. We know that there's about 18 million coins that are produced, a little bit more than that now, that are in circulation, right? But we don't know how many millions and billions and maybe even trillions of dollars practically are in Bitcoin. We don't know. You'd have to go ask the Winklevoss twins. You'd have to go ask everybody to find out what their net worth is for you to find out exactly what that is. And that is private information. But this, my friends, is public. You're able to see not the person who's involved, but you're able to see exactly the exact amount that is within that liquidity, which is important. So our coin, when it was first released about 10 days ago, was about roughly $2 a coin. Today's date, as I said, now we're looking at March 3rd, or March 4th. Today's date, it is now at $123 a coin. So a meteoric rise.
Okay, guys. And so it's March 11th, not much longer, and it's over $600. And in fact, if we go to Uniswap, that's the exchange he was talking about, we see it's at 630. You might say, oh no, Mike, it looks like it's going down. It was at 680 earlier today. Guys, look over here. Not that long ago, it was at like 598. It dropped down to 468. Then it went up to, in just the course of a couple of days, to 678. This is meteoric rise. And look back here, we're seeing it was at 100. And if you go back 3 weeks, it was at $2 because it just launched. A lot of coins go up by thousands of percent, even thousands of times. This hasn't even come close to that yet, but there are a lot of people who believe that. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not saying that, but it is one of a kind, and it's obviously in huge demand to see a completely DeFi coin that has all of this staking and these returns and even a referral component for those who want that. To reward those that help build the community and build the value of the coin. But the whole thing is based on a true valuable coin that developers will actually create projects with. And it's even built in where they share those profits and those rewards with the community builders and those that are staking. Guys, since it's all DeFi and it's all in your control, super powerful. But what's super powerful by this, and the reason why I'm sharing this with you, is it's real market economy. The price of the coin fluctuates based on demand. And that's the only risk, which is the same with any altcoin, with any cryptocurrency. So you remember back when Bitcoin was at 600 and something, and now it's at 50 some thousand. And there were a lot of smart people saying that it was going to go to zero. There are still people who believe that. this has that same level of risk of the market economy valuing the coin and the token. But as we continue to listen to what makes this valuable and how it's set up and works to create scarcity and on the supply and demand side and everything that it does, you're going to see that there's a lot of reason to believe this has a lot of real world value. So that's totally different than the Beurax and the USI tech that had nothing like that. Like, so this is really like a real token, that really has real value in the marketplace. Completely different ball game and super, super powerful. But I just want to show you it's going to fluctuate. But, let's keep our eye on it. Understand that that's the risk. It could go down, right? But just like Bitcoin or any new altcoin that's on the rise, but there's a lot of reasons to believe that in addition to the staking, in addition to the daily returns, in addition to what you can earn if you do want to be a referrer, there is the value of the project as well. Here's a screenshot, or actually a direct PDF to the white paper. You can read the white paper. I'm going to talk about in a little bit how you can go to this page and you can hear from Vitaly. You can hear a webinar of the creators of this talking about it. And you can get all this information, including the white paper. I'm going to come to that a little bit later. Super, super powerful. But for now, let's go ahead and continue and listen to the value of the token itself.
Meteoric rise, right? But here's the thing. The boat hasn't even left the dock yet. And the reason why I say that is a number of reasons. I didn't even get into exactly what the use case of the coin yet is exactly, okay? But here, understand this. We are right now just starting to go public with this, okay? So there's no Facebook page. There's no Twitter yet set up. The GitHub is, I believe, set up. But there's so many things that are not ready yet because we're not ready to go public. No YouTubers really know about this fully yet. Right? So there's no big spread that's going on with that just yet. But as soon as that happens, there's going to be a magnitude of people that are going to be coming into this. The reason is very important. It's because we only have a 4.3 million supply of coins. Remember, I just told you that Bitcoin was 21 million coins and it's sitting at approximately $50,000. $50,000. Now, can you imagine what's going to happen when now all of a sudden this coin starts to rise in price and it's only got 4.3 million coins that can ever be produced? That's it. Now, we have what's called a community builder program, but I want to touch on that later. I want for you guys to understand that what we have here is an ability for any developer out there to build upon our platform with no developer fees whatsoever. And the scalability is actually quite high. So we have an ability to do this, and we're going to also offer what's called layer 2 protocol solutions, which are going to reduce the actual cost of the fees that are on our network. Okay? So all of this is in the process of happening. It just takes time to get everything going. So right now, we have to rely on the Ethereum network and their fees, which are high, right? And we just have no control over that. Now, some people say, well, why don't you go to Binance Smart Chain? Why don't you go there to BSC? Well, because if you go to Binance Smart Chain right now, we're not going to have the exact full control over our funds that we really need. So for me, I'd rather pay the extra little bit and actually have full control over my funds than not. But at some point, we're hoping that that will change and we can move in that direction. So what you guys have to understand is that these coins, as I said, follow a minting schedule. So only a certain amount of coins can be released per week. Okay, only amount of certain coins can be staked per week.
So I just want to point out that you can actually see the minting schedule when you go to the link and you go to the page and you scroll down, you're going to see here it says more info on NRGY and minting schedule. Now this is more for the tech heads, those of you who are more technical. And if I make this a little bit bigger, you can see, it's showing this minting schedule. But this is what he's talking about. And just know everything's full disclosure, super cool that way. I just want you to know, for those of you who are technically minded, you can actually access that minting schedule he's talking about right now. If you want to, when you go to that page, I'll give you a little later.
These things have to happen. Now, on top of that, there is a reward program, what we call a community builder reward program. Okay, so there are no influencers that are paid to promote this coin. The people who were responsible for creating this coin bought into this coin, and they didn't even buy a heck of a lot. Okay, so there is no central entity that has a certain amount of coins, which in the DeFi space is not seen anywhere. There were no influencers paid, which in the DeFi space is really not seen anywhere. Someone's going to get at least 100,000 coins for promoting a video or whatever the case may be. We didn't do that. We wanted to make this fully decentralized. That means that we are all a part of this together. Every single person that gets involved in this is doing this together. Now, what makes this really special is this community builder program. We decided to reward people for saying thank you, for spreading the word. So we developed a 2-tier reward program.
So again, guys, I know you're not all recruiters or referrers or have YouTube channels. I want you to understand something. He's going to get ready to explain that. Now, you don't have to participate in that part of this, but instead of them paying like people that are part of the market makers, the people who are out there who spread information about other altcoins, they set it up to build it this way and reward us this way. And I think it's super cool. They reward us with NRGY token, which as you see is going up. It's pretty cool. You don't have to participate in that. The staking alone and the daily returns is powerful in and of itself. And like you said, you have full control, unlike anything that you've ever seen before. But I do want to mention, I am really good at marketing. And I create videos that you can just post as is on your YouTube channels. And I'll even help you build the not the lead capture, but the landing pages, the presentations, just like this one right here, because you don't need lead capture pages for this. It's simpler than that. And it will have your affiliate link in it. So I show you how to put my content on your channel, even if you've never done it before, super easy, and how to attract people to your affiliate link and even help you build this page. Guys, if you want to make a lot of NRGY token, being an influencer without having to create the content, I can show you how to do that. Again, that's totally optional, but I help you big time to be able to make NRGY token that way if you want to.
You get 15% on the first tier and 10% on the second. Again, this is not an MLM structure or anything like that. It is just a reward program to say thank you for telling other people and spreading the word.
So that's true. An MLM, multi-level marketing, is usually 5 or more levels or some kind of comprehensive complex payment structure. Usually when it's either 1 level or 2 levels, that's just considered affiliate marketing. Like you might see Amazon with their affiliate program, although that's 1 level. 2 levels also been considered just affiliate marketing. It's not a complex, comprehensive structure that requires a lot of expenditure on their part to be able to reward people.
Guess what? We don't pay any influencers to do it. So we reward people for doing that. Case in point, if somebody came in and they decided to buy 100 coins and then they decided to stake that, right? The person who brought them in is going to get 15 coins and the person who brought that person in is going to get 10 coins. Well, at this point in time, each one of those coins is worth $123. Now, our coin was worth in excess of $170 about 5 days ago. What happened? Many people decided to sell their profits. What does that mean? That means that you can sell your profits, you can sell your coins at any point in time. That means you're in full control. The cliffhanger is this. And this, what we are doing, is what basically no one else is doing out there. Our community builder program is built upon the IPFS, the Interplanetary Filing System, okay? Only another coin that's out there called Filecoin is actually built on this platform. It is a fully serverless system. There is no server whatsoever. There's no AWS, no nothing, right? We're not hosted on Google or GoDaddy or anything like that, okay? Now, even if this website somehow disappeared or whatever the case may be or didn't work, you can physically, now this is not easy, but we have instructions for it. You can easily go into what's called Etherscan And if you have staked coins, okay, that are there, let's say 6 months later, you decide to do this through Etherscan, okay, you can go into Etherscan, you can manually do it yourself and take out all the coins that are owed to you at that current value, and it goes right into your MetaMask account.
So how many times have you guys seen centralized programs, Beurax, CryptoWare, USI Tech, BitConnect, these companies, even Forex related ones, right, that are holding, I think Torque was a recent one that went under. People's funds are in there, their crypto's in there, their money's in there, they're getting daily returns, but because it's a centralized platform, not this, a centralized platform where people can do shenanigans because people are controlling your money, and then they run off with it, right? And you can't get it back. And people are like, how can I not get that back? Well, here, no matter what happens, even if the site went down, which by the way, he described, it's actually the site's over the blockchain, which is extremely rare right now at the time of this recording. They're probably all going to go that way, but even the site's decentralized. So it's very unlikely it ever would go down. But even if it did go down, you can still get all of your funds out. Super, super cool.
Where you have full control of it at all times. My friends, that is not something that is in the space of cryptocurrency. Where if a website went down, God forbid, you can still get all your funds out. That is something very special and something that is not seen more than seldom. So what we're offering you is an ability to get involved early with this project. And I know you're saying to yourself, but why didn't I get involved when it was $2? Or the first Facebook Live I did when it was like $10? Well, you know, sometimes people have to think about it, or maybe they don't even know what's going on until now. Here's the big picture. The big picture is this, and this is where it gets really fun. Are you listening? Pay attention. It's gonna get fun. Okay, now, you stake your coins. Okay, over 100 weeks, there's a minting schedule, which means only a certain amount of coins can be staked, only a certain amount of coins can be released per week. That's it, right? Let's say that that period of staking is over. You're going to get put into a queue so that the coins that will be staked the following Saturday at 3:35 p.m. will just come out and you go right into the staking. Now, the beauty of this whole thing is that your community builder link is tied directly to your MetaMask account. To some of you, that's now registered and you've gone like this. And to some of you are like, I don't really get why this is beneficial. Let me explain. Your link of the coins that you would be rewarded in 1 second goes directly into your possession and you can liquidate it whenever you want. Did that just strike a chord? I think it did. Now, on top of that, if you are staking your coins and you have 25 or more in your possession beyond the 100 weeks and within the 100 weeks, you will gain in the 20% of fees that the developers would give back to NRGY, right? They'll give back to the coin. Those get distributed to the people that are staking more than 25 coins.
So guys, here is another income stream. If you get to the point where you have 25 NRGY staked, whether you put that in there or you earned it by maybe posting my videos on YouTube, and I built a landing page for you with your link in it, and you got referral, you got NRGY commissions from the referrals that I helped you get, you know, or from staking, you're earning NRGY. When you get up to 25 staked NRGY, whether you put it in or earned it through those methods, you also get this additional income stream from there, where developers that are developing projects over the NRGY platform, they're paying a 20% fee to be able to do that. That's how cryptocurrency works. That a portion of that 20% gets paid to those who have staked 25 NRGY or more. It's another income stream, super powerful.
That's awesome. Now those developer fees, the fees themselves are nothing. They don't pay anything. But the user fees, that's going to be a lot of money going forward.
Okay, so what he meant by that is the actual developers themselves aren't paying a lot, but the users that are using the NRGY token with the apps that the developers create, that's where that adds up.
And you get an ability to benefit from all of that. Now, let's say you're coming into this small. Let's say you only stake 5 coins. With the minting schedule, you are going to get 25% less than that, because 25% goes into paying out the reward program that we have for our community builders. Okay? And on top of that, right, your coins go into staking. When they go into staking, they follow that minting schedule. Check this out. If you left your coins there for 100 weeks, remember, you don't have to, but if you left your coins there for 100 weeks, which is about 2 years, you would be getting 5 to 7 times the amount of your coins. Well, let's say it's 5 times the amount. You start with 5 coins, 2 years later, now that's at 25 coins. With everything that we have, with our small supply that we have, there is an ability for this coin over the next few years to be worth in excess of $10,000. I'm not saying it will be worth in excess of $10,000, but look at the supply. 4.3 million. Nobody knows about us yet. No YouTubers, no nobody. No influencers, no nobody. Right? We're just getting the word out now. We don't even have public websites for the most part.
So he recorded this like a couple weeks ago or a week and a half ago, or maybe it was just a week ago. So, you know, Vitaly is an influencer. He just got involved with it 4 days ago. You could consider me an influencer. I just got started with it now. And you're going to be able to have me creating content for you, being a part of the buzz, being part of the movement, so that even without you creating content, and even if you don't have a YouTube channel yet, you can get one set up really quick. Just go to YouTube and type in, how do I set up a YouTube channel? And then contact the person who put you in touch with this video. Just look below this video, contact them, reach out to them, and we'll plug you into all that. You just load my videos. It's super simple. And you're going to be a part of all that. And all these people that are searching for it, a lot of them are going to find your link and they're going to join you.
We have a website, but it's not really designed where it should be. So we're working on all that. But when that's all ready, our coin is going to be worth not $123, but much more than that. And you all have an ability to get involved with this project now, have full control of your funds at all times. So, how do you have your cake and eat it too? Well, you have your cake by getting involved with a coin that has a premium of 4.3 million coins. And you can eat it too because you can stake it, gain in all those rewards, and be able to pull it out at any point in time, and you are not reliant upon a central entity that's controlling your funds. Plain and simple. I hope you enjoyed the presentation, and we look forward to doing this again very soon. Live out.
So guys, that last part's the big part, right? That we're not having to rely on anybody doing the right thing with our funds. You know, like Beurax, Cryptoware, USI Tech, BitConnect, and so many others where you got daily returns, right? But they end up running off with your cryptocurrency in the end, or it collapses. Because first of all, it's not a real coin or token that has real value that they're building in the marketplace that developers are going to want to use to develop projects with. But second of all, you weren't in control of it. Somebody else was able to run off with it. You had to log in and request access to it, or they could somehow access those funds. This isn't that at all. This is truly DeFi, decentralized, over a smart contract. So it has to work the way they're saying it works. It has to pay you the returns that say it's going to pay you, and everything. You can liquidate, sell whenever you want. Get access to your funds, even if the site comes down. It's super, super powerful, guys, completely innovative in the DeFi space. And that's why it is so successful here early on. And I believe will continue to be, because they continue to build more and more value around it and plan to get it listed on the exchanges. It's really, really exciting. But if you just want to join just for the staking, then join for the staking. If you want to join and plug in and get my help building some, your referral balance. Like over here, I've got 0.51 in my NRGY balance. Total builder rewards, I got 35 NRGY. I can give you content to post on your YouTube channel, even if you're setting up your YouTube channel for the very first time, which is super easy to do. Again, go to YouTube and type in a search, how do I set up my YouTube channel? How do I set up a YouTube channel? And you'll find thousands of videos that show you how to do that. It's general knowledge. What I know is specialized knowledge. I know how to market. And so I'll be giving you content. If you want to, reach out to the person, look at the text below this video, reach out to the person, they'll give you a link and find out how you can plug into all of this. You'll also want to ask them, perhaps it's optional, how we generate so much Ethereum. We have an Ethereum growing system that is not investing. This is investing. And that's why I'm not recommending you do this, what we're looking at right now. I can't, I'm not a financial advisor. You got to do your own research and make your own decision on this. But we do have an Ethereum growing system that we use that isn't investing. We have a very simple system. I generated 850 Ethereum with that other project, and my team has generated over 12,000 Ethereum. And we use that Ethereum that we generate with that other non-risk, non-investment system to generate Ethereum. And we use part of that to invest in projects like this. And then I create content for you to get into all these different income streams for these different projects like this. If you want to just post my content on your YouTube channel, reach out to the person below in this video, click on their link and ask them about all this. Our Ethereum growing system, that's a non-investment type system. And there's also going to be a link below this video that goes to a page like this. And you're going to see more videos, a webinar from the company to learn as much as you need to. It walks you through how to get set up, how to get your own energy. And you're going to see some buttons that say the minting schedule for those of you that are more technical, the community spreadsheet calculator to show you how this can really add up, the energy white paper, and then the energy Uniswap profile, which I showed you here so you can see what the coin's doing on the exchange here, Uniswap. Guys, this is extremely exciting. I've got 43 energy staked right now. I've just been in for a couple of days. And while my main focus is the Ethereum growing system I talked about, because that's where most of our Ethereum is made, we're getting to use Ethereum from there to put into projects like this. I am really, really excited about this project and really encourage you to do your own due diligence, your own research to check it out. And do get in touch with the person that you see their link below this video. They should have like a link to their Facebook Messenger, and ask them how we can help you generate energy token by posting my content on your YouTube channel. All right, guys, I hope this has been helpful. I'm super excited about this, and I look forward to helping you win big with this project and many projects. And if you're interested, showing you how to generate a lot of Ethereum with our Ethereum growing system that's a non-investment, no risk strategy. I'll see you soon.